It's to the point now they're getting a bit frustrated because they're like, Zach, I'm used to talking to so many people with my KPIs. I'm used to getting this many leads. But then now when we inherit this new system of air calls and Sensei Flow, like we're getting a lot of no answers.
The reason why your callers are really kind of getting a little bummed out a little bit is because they don't feel like they're giving you enough leads. And what they don't understand,
that's exactly what it is.
What they don't understand is that they're not helping you and you're not helping yourself by just generating people who aren't really interested in selling and calling it a lead.
I really like that correct number to lead ratio. I'm interested to see kind of what that would be like.
Yes, it's huge, man. And correct number to lead is really important because that's the correct number is all we market for. Like that's lit. All we're doing is trying to get that correct number. And the thing is what you'll notice is that with air call dialing or just single line dialing in general, I just like air call, and especially since they just got funded with $120 million fucking dollars. That's a fuck ton of money. If like to build product, I mean, amazing things are going to continue down the pipeline, and so with the correct number to lead ratio, what's crazy if you think about it, people will sit and dial 1,200 dials to get 2 leads. So if you do the math on that, it's on average 150 people they reach on the phone. And you can look at your own KPIs to see what yours are. 150 ear-to-ear answers to generate 2 leads. How many of those 150 were not the correct number? Right? How many were actually correct number? We don't know that. We don't know that with bulk dialing. So when you see that metric, now it starts making sense. You're like, okay, so that's how deep prospecting becomes so efficient, because you're calling and you're doing research to find a correct number sooner. So instead of calling 150 people, you might call 20 people to get a correct number. So therefore it's faster. But the thing that has to be expedited is the ability to find these people faster. Otherwise, you end up spending way too much time dilly-dallying around instead of actually making phone calls. And then people start doing way too much deep prospecting before they just move on to someone else and start sending direct mail long-term to these, and then maybe come back.
I wish I knew about this when I first started, you know what I mean? As opposed to just sifting through in call tools.
Yeah, it's the way that new investors need to start, and it's the thing that all established companies need to add. And the problem is that the mindset that they have is the bulk side, and they can't comprehend why this is needed. At least the ones that aren't making money, but say they're making money, can't comprehend. I just got off the phone with like some companies that are truly fucking insane, and they realize, because they're true business people, that this is how every other massive organization like Salesforce and all the massive CRMs that they use, it's how their salespeople do their business. And yet they don't want to implement it because they think that they have this perception of what should be in real estate that's falsified.
Implement. So that's exactly what I'm going to do.
I love it, dude. Implement it, and just know it's not necessarily always the process that's broken. It's the implementation, and there's something else missing. It's kind of like, especially with something like the Sensei Flow, it's like it's really hard to argue whether it would work or not work, because you're literally doing the same thing that you're doing in bulk calling and everything else. It's just like more targeted, and it might take a little bit more time maybe, but I mean, if you don't get a deal from it, it's not a question of if it worked or didn't work, because if you just kept doing it, it's gonna happen. Just like if you were to keep calling in call tools, you're gonna get the same person. It's just, you're doing a lot more at once. And in order to do the Sensei Flow and target 100 people, right? Even let's say it's 100 people a day, you're calling, texting, and direct mailing at the same time, and then adding the prospecting. That same flow to 10,000 people in Zen Call would take months.